Shalom, giving all praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Al-Shai, Bashem, Rakakodah, Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of you elect out there, Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video, One More Step, Blam. How digital payments are transforming our lives. Our meaning, the world in the oikomeni sense. Look up the word oikomeni. It's different from the word world in John 3:16, which is cosmos. Anyway, this is a video. Oh, this is World Governments Summit. World meaning oikomeni, the whole planet. Governments, as many governments can come together to the summit. The summit is, when you look up the word summit, a summit is when you climb a mountain and you reach the top of the mountain. That's when you reach the summit. So when they say summit, they're talking about governments, leaders coming together. That's why when you go to the scriptures and you come across the word mountain or mountains, sometimes it could be talking about an actual mountain. Many other times it's talking about governments. That's why we say when we come across the word mountains, we say that means government. So no, it's a mountain and it's mountain. Okay, well, what's a summit? Okay, what's a government summit? What do people get? Let's deal with some of these words. And I'm going to play this, right? Now, this is one more step to the you-know-what, the MOTB, the micro C hip, okay? You're going to find out that Great Millstone was always right, and they always have possessed the 100% truth. And there's going to be a shakeup, as I said in previous videos. This individual, I believe he's from India, Pakistan or something. He has a slight accent. I don't know his exact name. I just watched it really briefly. I said, let me do a video on it. It's only 1 minute and 15 minutes, 1 minute and 15 seconds long. World Governments Summit 2025. Never heard of this, but I did subscribe to them. I get their notifications, as you can see. So it says here, how digital payments are transforming our lives. Now he's going to say something. What I did, I muted it and I put it on closed caption. So just watch and read. I'm sorry. Let me do this. Bring it back. Okay, he says Africa, the continent Africa. You have, 55 nations in Africa. So when somebody says go back to Africa, I said, which part of Africa you want me to go back to? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, there's 50 plus nations in Africa. So which nation do I go to? I just can't go to any. It's just like you saying go back to Europe. If you're Italian, you go to Italy. Anyway, let's listen or read. Africa is kind of ahead of most other world in terms of digital payments, etc. So I guess Africa is the leading continent. He said Africa. He didn't mention a particular state or country in Africa. So why is that? And that's how, if you go to Nigeria, I believe Nigeria is completely under a cashless system. Let's check this out. And Bishop Nate, eat your heart out. General Yohana, eat your heart out. Because you're going to have to, there's going to be a lot of explaining. I just mentioned y'all too, because y'all, ISBK is a major camp, IUIC is a major camp. Okay, give me a second here. Let me see. Let me ask this question. Okay, so this is Black Rock Neurotech, which is far more advanced than what is it? The Tesla guy, Elon Musk. He has Neuralink. He said Neurotech is far more advanced than Neuralink, which is owned by BlackRock. BlackRock, they're saying that's the richest company that owns companies. It's a mega conglomerate of many, many corporations, many companies. So this is a major, and the guy, what's his name? His last name is Fink. Okay. Anyway, I'm a little all over the place, but that's all right too. I can be all over the place. Anyway, let me look this up. And they deal with the brain chipping, but they're more advanced than Neuralink. Okay, so let me do this. Oh, I put in Satoshi Nakamoto, which is the so-called developer. That's not him. The developer of the crypto. What's the first company? Bitcoin, which is cryptocurrency. But I looked this up, and that's all I'm going to say. If you see, translate Satoshi Nakamoto from Japanese to English. Okay. Anyway, let me do this. Is Nigeria totally cashless? Okay, good. It's not totally cashless. It says no, Nigeria is not completely That's what I wanted to hear. Okay? It could be 98% cashless, so you can say no. You can say no. No, it's not. 2%, But the use of cash has decreased in recent years. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, introduced a cashless policy starting in 2011 to reduce the amount of cash in circulation, not to eliminate it. Okay, that's their excuse, right? Let me see here. So you heard what the man, I believe, is from India, said. He said that the number one country that has the whole digital currency thing is Africa. It's not that Africans woke up, no. They get marching orders. They went to bed with the whore that rideth upon the scarlet colored beast, which is Babylon the Great, which is the U.S. Nigeria's digital payment system thriving 2 years after. Nigerians hoard cash amidst cashless policy failures. Naira, which is the Nigerian dollar, scarcity. Is Nigeria ready for a cashless economy? We have not done enough to educate people in, and that's a video, I don't want to play it. And these are the leaders of Nigeria, not just the one leader, not just the president. Does Nigeria still use cash? Africa, especially Nigeria, is just a model for the rest of the world. Same goes with China. Despite the adoption of wide range of electronic payments, cash is still king in Nigeria, not for long. We're going to totally do away with cash. And the people in Nigeria, which are mostly Israelites, you got Ham mixed in with them. Let me see. See, we're doing a lot of analyzing things. The CBN, which is the Central Bank of Nigeria, has encouraged electronic transactions such as mobile money payments and point of state POS terminals, which I'm more used to. When I go to places like BJ's or whatever store and they got the I always go to South checkout. I don't deal with a person. I go to the South checkout. I'm in and out, and most of the time, I would say 80% of the time, that we don't have no cash. So I got my debit card. I got my credit card. I got what I got. I got a credit card, a bank card, and a debit card. I got 3 cards. I used to have a bunch of them. I closed the accounts on all of them. It says the cashless policy has helped Nigeria integrate into the global. Remember, I said everything is global, right? When you deal with U.S. politics, you deal with global politics. The U.S. catches a cold, the whole world gets the flu, right? It affects the whole world. Anything that America does, it affects the world, right? It's a global, right? Oikomeni financial systems, and has led to the innovation in financial technology. However, cash is still widely used. Percentage-wise, they don't tell me, especially in rural areas. When you go to the cities, you better have a bank card, debit card, Visa, whatever, MasterCard. In 2023, Nigeria experienced a severe cash shortage after the CBN, a central bank of Nigeria, demonetized old notes to transition to a new currency. So they're slowly getting you used to. You better get a debit card. You better get a bank account. The storage was particularly bad between January and March because they're slowly bringing this thing in, and people, and see, you got Bishop Nate go over there. The bishop, he go over there, and he tells him, hits him with the scriptures. He's not gonna when that chip comes, he better hop on there. He better bring his whole crew, and they better go tell him, hey, that's the chip. Ultimately, this whole cashless system is going to go into your chip, whether it's in your brain or whether it's in your hand. Challenges. The cashless policy has faced challenges including cybersecurity concerns, inadequate in infrastructure, right? You got to build a system, the digital divide between urban and rural areas, and high fees for digital banking. I was watching ESPN. I was watching the fight, Keyshawn Davis versus this Ukrainian guy, and he knocked him out. But they kept showing this commercial of this Jake that had a hardware store, and how people would come in and use credit cards, and he would get mad. Then his grandson showed him how to go crypto. Then the guy had a big smile on his face. So they're pushing it. They're pushing it. They said in the commercial, they'll be showing the commercial again. If I can find it on YouTube, I'll put it in the description box. But they showed this, and I said this in the previous video. I think I said it yesterday. I did the video. I said old people don't know how to deal with this technology, but young people do, because they learn in schools, and they're constantly have a smartphone, a tablet, or whatever. Everything is, cyber related. So they showed the old man's grandson how to switch over, and it said in the commercial, the old dude had a smile on his face, and the narrator, which the Edomite, said he didn't need a cyber whatever until he needed it. However it was. I got to watch the commercial again. But they're pushing these commercials that it's better. Oh, with the credit cards, he got on his cash register, cash preferred. We rather get cash. And the woman somebody else came up with a credit card, and he had a smirk on his his face. He was upset about it because there's fees tacked on to your credit. When you make a credit card payment, the store has to pay a fee for that, so they can pass the fee on to the customer too. But the cryptocurrency, all that shit is cut out. It's easier. You don't got to. It's It's a smaller transaction fee. It's just easier. So, but that's, see, this infrastructure has to be put in place, and then the whole planet will go cashless for the most part. And then they will say, oh, you lost your phone. Oh, somebody stole your credit card. Somebody hacked your credit card. But if you get a chip, that's how they're going to present it. And that's when people are going to get shook. And that's when you're going to have these zombies. They're going to wake up out of that zombie spell, and they're going to ask their leaders, what's this all about? So you window shoppers, keep window shopping. Anyway, I went around the world. Let me do this. So they're saying that the cashless, digital, electronic payments is basically in the cities. The rural people, which are poorer people, they still deal with money. They don't understand it, you know? But let me do this. I'm sorry, let me find this again. Okay, this is it, right? How digital, which is based upon the metric, or ultimately biometrics, right? The digital payments are, I'm sorry. I said I was going to go to world meaning oikoumene, government. When you look up the word government, it means mind control, and summit is the top of a mountain. But this here, this is called a world summit, right? So let's look up the word summit. I'm sorry. Let me do it again. Okay, I got it. Summit. There's certain places in Nigeria where they don't accept cash. You look around hard enough, you'll find people that accept cash. So they're slowly getting you used to the new system. Ultimately, it's going to lead to the MOTB. How do we know if you're not wrong? You could be wrong. Nope, I'm not wrong. Okay, let's go to Summit. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me go to the meaning of the word summit. Meaning. The highest point of a hill or mountain. But why they call this government thing a government summit? Because the nations are mountains. A mountaintop, a meeting between heads of government. Why do they call it summit though? Why do they call a meeting between heads of government? Why do they call it summit? Because they're the top of the mountain, so to speak. So when you go to the word mountain in the scriptures, most of the time, prophetically, a mountain is a government. A mountain is a government. All right? So now let's come back over here to, okay, other worlds in terms of digital payment, etc. And one of the reasons for that is that it's a marriage, sleeping with the woman, right? Went to bed with the woman, fornication. That's marriage between the bank, which is the regulated entity, the FX, which kept coming up with newer solutions than our partners. The agent network. Okay, this is another guy. But if you notice, the guy said Africa. He said Africa is ahead of the game. Why is Africa, the African nations, the continent of Africa, why is it that they're ahead of the game? Why not Europe? Because they're using Africa as a springboard for the rest of the world. They're working with China, they're working with Sweden, they're working with Africa. That's why. Anyway, like I said, I suggest that you subscribe to this channel, and the more and more, eventually they'll talk about the MOTB. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom. On to the next. Shalom.